Hey, welcome back to the channel. So recently I did a thing. I don't know if I'm really proud of it because I did a whole video saying how bad it was going to be before it was even released, but I went ahead and picked up the Sony ZV-E10. Now these have been a hot item that you can't hardly get anywhere. And they just recently released a new batch, so I decided to go ahead and pick one up and see what all the fuss was about because I really want to consolidate my whole camera bag into just Sony. And they haven't really made a good APS-C camera that I've really been interested in. I found them all to be just a little bit lackluster, in my opinion. But I've tried the A6400, and really none of them have really been any different than the A6400. Maybe a little bit here and there or whatever, but they've all been pretty much the same as A6400. But I just wanted to kind of try out the ZV-E10 to see if I, liked it at all. Like I say, I'd like to combine all my kit into Sony, so I just have one lens mount. It's really a pain in the butt when you go somewhere, and you take your full frame Sony stuff, but also you might want to take something a little bit smaller, like an APS-C camera, and you have to pack a whole another separate pack just for it. You have to pack all its the camera, all its lenses, its extra batteries, and everything that goes along with having a second system. And I got to that was kind of just a pain in the butt. So I wanted to get out this ZV-E10 a try and just to see how I like it, because it has the same lens mount as my full frame stuff. I can use all the full frame lenses that I already have. I can also get APS-C lenses. I already have some of those from my A6400. So it might be a good camera for me to have in my bag. This is just kind of a first impressions video. Taking it straight out of the box, I will say that this thing is like super duper tiny and really, really light. And that's kind of really what I like about it. I know I'm going to be missing the bigger battery because the batteries they put in here, they're pretty dinky. They don't last very long and they're not very good. But going around the camera, they kind of changed the strap mounts. It's just a single bar there now, and there's not the little dingly things. They're not on the camera anymore. I'm digging that. They carried this over the microphone and the microphone cover over from the ZV-E10. I really like that because I don't like carrying an extra microphone. It just makes me feel kind of uncomfortable when I'm out and about. And this one isn't so bad, even though it's a little fluffy deal on top. It doesn't seem to be attract as much attention as like a Rode Video Micro would, or a much bigger mic. One of the things I noticed right away was on the ZV-1, when you pop the screen open, it automatically turns on. This camera is not that way. There's an on and off switch. It doesn't take very long to get going, but it's just it's not as easy as the ZV-1 to turn it on and off. There's not the customary dial that you normally get with a Sony camera. They kind of change, and they have a mode button over here. You can have a mode button. You can switch from photos to videos to S and Q. You can do that real quick. It just bing, 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 3 pushes of the button. However, if you want to change from like aperture priority to shutter priority or to manual or make those kind of adjustments, it's a little bit deeper dive. So you want to have, your primary way of shooting already set into the camera, so you won't have to dig into the menus for just to shoot a little bit. But right now I have it, they've really made these cameras easier to use and more set up for beginners, but for somebody that maybe a little bit more experienced, they made it harder to use, if that makes any sense, because it's kind of harder to get to manual. There's not as many dials, there's not as many buttons, and it really kind of makes it hard to shoot in manual mode, if you ask me. But just for the average person, if you just want to shoot some quick videos, man, you can get into aperture mode, you can get into movie mode and execute mode, boom, 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 real fast, real easy. So we'll see how we get along with that. They brought over the defocus background from the ZV-1. I don't use that just a whole lot, but it is kind of cool and nice to use. I may wind up switching that over to something else, that custom button. And they brought over the product showcase mode, and that's something that I didn't really think I was going to use a lot when I bought the ZV-1, but I wound up using it all the time. So I'm excited to have that in this camera as well. Along with the ZV-E10, I didn't get the kit lens that the 16 to 50 power zoom. I've used that lens in the past and just really didn't like it. So I got the 10 to 18 f4 lens, and seen a lot of good things about this, that you can use it on your full frame cameras, crop in a little bit, and use it for vlogging and stuff. And this is image stabilized. I picked this lens up, and the first thing that I really noticed right off the bat is how light it is. So I'm interested to see what I think of this lens by the time I'm done testing with it. Because I can use it on the APS-C, I can use it on the full frame. It serves dual purpose for me, and it'll be a really good lens to have in the bag. Really excited to see how it performs. But like I say, first thing I noticed right away is how light it was. And if you've ever had any like 16 to 35s, 16 to 28, some of those in the full frame line, those can get pretty heavy. And man, sometimes you just don't want a heavy old lens. You just want something really nice, compact, and light. Kind of put this combo together. That's what it looks like right there. And that is a pretty light, pretty small little combo. And I must say that if you take this off, I think that's pretty doable. That's pretty nice in the hand. It's a little bit small, but then again, that's kind of what I'm looking for in this camera. Now, what do I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to like this camera or not? To be honest with you, I have probably every intentions of taking this camera back. I tried out the A7C, and I just really didn't like this, and I think that this is going to be no exception, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to think about it, but don't worry. We're going to compare this to every camera I have. We're going to compare this to the ZV-E10, of course. We might even compare it to the RX100 Mark VII, which I think has become my favorite smaller camera out of all of these. I think it beats them all. But we'll do a little comparison with that, and then we will also compare that to the. I have it sitting over there. We'll compare it to the Fuji XS10, which is one of my favorite all-time APS-C cameras. Man, I just really like it. So we're going to be doing a lot of comparison videos of this to all these different cameras. I hope you stay tuned for some of those videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.